You see, flow is more of an art. It's not something you force to happen, it's something you encourage to happen. Hi, I'm Wilson, and everything in this channel is dedicated to getting you into the flow state. Today, what I'm going to go through is a workout that I do sometimes in the morning, and I'll explain why sometimes. What I'm going to walk you through today is a version of a way of wakening yourself up in the morning and tuning yourself into flow, into the flow of that day. You see, sometimes when you wake up, you will wake up slightly differently, meaning that your nervous system is slightly different. Therefore, you need to tune yourself differently to get yourself into flow for the day, okay? So what I've done before I've started this, I've checked my heart rate variability. My heart rate variability tells me the state of my nervous system. If my heart rate variability is in a good coherent state, i.e. it's quite high, meaning it's in a parasympathetic state in the morning, then I'm good for a harder workout session if I want to in the morning. However, if it's in a more sympathetic state, it tells me my body is still needing to have a little bit more me time, a little bit more rest in the morning, okay? A slower start to get myself tuned in. Also, I've taken into account my sleep, I track my sleep. So the heart rate variability in the sleep, how well did I sleep? What was my deep sleep? What was my REM sleep? What's my heart rate variability? All tells me what I'm going to do in the morning to waken myself up and tune myself into flow. Now this workout I'm going to show you and walk you through and then demonstrate at the end of the tutorial is something that I would do if I've got a longer, bigger workout in the afternoon and I'm only wanting to do this to waken myself up mentally and physically to get myself ready for the most important task of the day. Now on that note, sometimes what you might want to do is have the most important task of the day before you do this sort of stimulation to get yourself switched on. However, the example today is you're going to wake up, you're going to do this routine, then you'll do your most important task of that day. The other thing to take into account before I get into it is that you must be doing this routine at sunrise. Within the first 45 minutes is really important, because what we're doing is we're resetting our endocrine system. We're tuning into the circadian rhythm of everything that we're doing. Okay? So, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is the instant flow meditation. I'm going to explain that more to you when I'm doing it. Flow 1 is a body weight exercise movement. I'm going to break that down with you. Then you're going to have a flow roll, juggling, twist and numbers. Doesn't make sense to you now, but it will do very soon. Boxing, tennis ball, makes sense to you again soon. Reaction ball and towels movement to finish off. Over here is the number sequence. The number sequence is what we're going to do inside this flow roll. So basically what I'm going to be doing is this number sequence: 10, 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, 4, 6, 5. Okay? Now as I'm going through this whole workout routine, okay, I'm conscious that I'm wanting to be attuned to my nervous system consistently. Meaning that this progressive line that I've spoken about many times in other videos, Mihai cheats at Mihai's graph between your skill and challenge ratio. You want to have a progressive balance between how he likes it, as in boredom and anxiety. How I like to look at it is more your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay? Now that consistent push and pull that's going on with your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, if you can imagine you performing a skill, okay, with this progressive line, and you use the rate of perceived exertion to tell you how much the intensity you're performing that at. Now 10 is very hard, 1 is too easy. I want you to be at a 7, okay? Now a way of keeping yourself in the 7 and making sure the dance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system is coherent to the exercise you're doing is using this here, nasal breathing. Now what I'll be doing later is taping my mouth shut throughout the whole of this workout. Okay? My wife wished I did this more often, but I'm only going to be doing it for this specific workout routine at the end. Obviously I can't do it during, because you're not going to be able to hear my beautiful voice. Okay, so let's begin. So how I begin my routine in the morning is I always sit down here, okay? And when I sit down here, I'm going to go through and do my instant flow meditation. What am I doing? Again, I've spoken about in other videos. I'll put a link somewhere for you to get it. But the bottom line is broken into 3 parts. First part, I'm focusing on my breathing. So I'm just taking 2 or 3 nasal breaths, relaxing myself. So take, breathing in, breathing out, okay? In and out through my nose, calming myself down. And then in my mind, I'm remembering a time that I was in a flow state. So the one that I'm going to use for me just now was when I have an electric skateboard. And I'm on the skateboard, and I see myself on the skateboard in my mind. I see the colours, I see the sky, I see myself on the skateboard, I see myself going to work on a coffee shop, okay? I'm doing that in my mind. Now what I'm doing is I see myself, I'm drifting in and looking through my eyes at the moment, looking down and looking around and seeing everything as if it's actually happening there and then. Now as I'm doing that, because it's a flow experience, I'm tuning into I feel my body, my subconscious is responding as if it's actually happening there and then. That is my meditation. So what am I doing? Breathing, I'm thinking of that, and I'm feeling that feeling of being in flow. I'm just feel that feeling for 10, 15, 20 seconds, whatever it is. Okay. This is the meditation. This is me setting my intention for this workout. This is how I want to do this workout. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go on to the next movement, which is the flow movement, elite flow movement exercise, okay? I warn you now, it's very complex. I'm going to break it down as slow as I can. Just watch the video slowly. So we'll start standing up, okay? I'm going to start at this side of the mat here. First thing I'm going to do it 5 times just to show you the movement. But when we do it, we're only going to be doing it once through the combination. It looks like a dance, but it's not a dance. None of that. It's more of a dance that's ideal for getting you into flow. Why? Because I'm going to disrupt your parietal lobe. I'm going to really mess up your spatial awareness, because that's the kind of friend I am. So first exercise is you're just going to squat down and kick up and stand up again. I'm going to do that 5 times just to show you. Now when I'm normally doing this, I'll have my mouth taped up. If you're not familiar with this movement, when you go down, you want to breathe out fast here. Here. Okay? It's the first movement. I'm going to go back down and then I'm sitting. Now I'm going to do a backwards roll. I'm going to do a backwards roll over my shoulder. I'm going to start with the left side. I'm going to go backwards roll over my left and then forwards roll over my left. If you're not familiar with this movement, the key thing is to go over the shoulder and not over the head. Okay? So here I go. I go over and then I come back over here. I'll do that again. I go over and back over here. If you see my head, it shouldn't be touching the ground. Okay? Left side. Let's do the right side. Same thing. I go over. Keep my head away. My legs are out wide. Spatial awareness for awareness. Well, and again. Okay? So that's a backwards roll, forwards and back. These will be done separately through this workout. Okay, so I'm going to do a backwards roll now. Start the next movement, which is flow roll on your knees. So I turn and face this direction, knees on, hand, hip, roll, and up, and up. That's it. Hand, hip, roll. Okay, now you'll do that both sides. This is designed to really disrupt your spatial awareness. If you need to get woken up in the morning, this is for you. Okay, the next movement, the lateral flares. All right, so this one I'm going to do between standing and down low. Okay, so starts off here. I turn my left leg, knee up, hand out. I then switch, knee up, hip up. I do this 2 each side, so that's 2, 3, 4, a squat, upper body upright, stand it up. I go down. This time I'm going to put the right knee up, left leg out. Drop the upper body, pull up from here. I'll do it one more side on the left side, okay? I go down, here, leg out, out. Stand it up. The last part is going to link everything together. I'm only going to do once because, well, you should know this movement. If you don't, all I'm going to do is get to here and I'm going to walk forwards like this, and then put my feet flat, upper body upright, and I stand myself back up. Okay, you've probably seen lots of different movements, and I encourage you to go down and break those movements down and do them safely. But what the Elite Flow one looks like, I'm going to demonstrate it on the left side for you, and maybe in the right, depending how tired I am. Okay, so I start standing, I go down, I kick it up, roll over the left, I turn, roll, lateral flares, I then walk forwards, get here, upper body upright, down again, kick it up, turn to the right, right leg through, walk it forwards. Okay, told you it was complex. Told you. Did you listen? No. Okay, so first thing, we're now going to go on to the flow roll. Now the flow roll, basic movement, has juggling, twist and numbers in it. It's a very, once again, complex, seems to be the word for this morning. So I'll demonstrate that movement there for you just now. You've seen it low, now you're going to do it with your body standing. So go into a lunge, knee, hand, hip, stand myself up. Knee, hand, hip, roll, stand myself up. Some psychopaths going past here. Dogs. Knee, hand, hip, stand it up. Knee, hand, hip. Now when you add in the twist you go up and turn. I go up, turn. I go up, turn. That's with the twist. But it's not just good enough, because what we need to do now is do it with the juggling. So the juggling is like this. If you know how to juggle, great. The number sequence we're going to do is this one we spoke about earlier, okay? 10, 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, 4. So 10, 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, 4, 6, 5, 5, 6, 4, 7, 3, 8, 2, 9, 1, 10. That's the number sequence. You go down, you go back up. Now later when I'm demonstrating with my mouth tape up, you might hear because I'm doing it with the mouth taped up. Alright, so now we're going to link all those together. Okay, so I'll juggle or roll. I'll juggle. Okay, now we're going to add in the number sequence. 10, 1, 9, 2, 8, 3. Now we'll add in the twist. 7, 4, 6, 5, 5, 6, 4, 7, 3, 8, 9, 2, 10, 1. Now if you saw with that, I was mixing it up. Why was I mixing it up? It goes back to the rate of perceived exertion that we were speaking about before. That push and pull between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So let's say that same dance still happens with spatial awareness. I want to push myself to a 7. But the second I feel myself going to an 8, I have to back down a wee bit. You see, flow is more of an art. It's not something you force to happen. It's something you encourage to happen. This is what we're trying to do. Next, my favourite game, the boxing tennis ball. I need to make sure this is the right length. Okay, so put this on. I'll send a link below where to get this, and you just punch it. That's it. Now the way I like to do it, I like to move about. Whee! Ooh, as if it's going to hit me. Whoop. You can also add in elbows. Okay. Boxing tennis ball. Ladies and gentlemen, boxing tennis ball. And the last one, which is unpredictable how cool I'll make it look, is this, the reaction ball. So what I do is I spin it towards myself. Okay, so I spin it this way, bounces, I catch it. Now you're doing this with your mouth taped up, so it's going to keep you at a certain level. Last exercise, pulling everything together, sealing the deal, is a Thomas 8 diagram movement. My teacher taught my friend who taught me this movement. This movement is great for harmonizing your energy centers, retuning yourself, cleansing yourself, making sure your meridian lines are flowing beautifully. Okay, so here we go with the 8 diagram. I ground myself by breathing in and out through my feet, setting my intention here. My hands just drift up my body like so. I want to get the feeling that my hands are moving through treacle. So it's like there's something here. Now what you can also do is create a large sphere around you and make that sphere like treacle. So once I get down to this section here, I drift forwards with my hands and then they go out. Feet goes back. Now this foot goes in through the middle, runs up the center. I step out to 11 o'clock. Draw a circle. Past the genitals, past the throat, up to the sky. This foot runs along the inside, steps out to 1 o'clock. I draw the circle. Past the genitals, past the throat, reach to the sky. On the way back, I just repeat, slide it along, or draw in. I'm going to do that one more time with less talk. Drift it up, down, to the center, go up, out, step out, circle. At the end of this, I drift my hands up, down, then one more time, connect, drift it down, hands here. And just for a moment I think I feel myself breathing in and out through here. Now, at the end of that exercise, what I do, let's think that we have created the ideal state to be performing our day. So what I do is, because I already have planned out my day, I then, in my mind, from the state I've created, go through the steps in my mind of what I'm going to do today. Also knowing that I need to adapt. Be like water, my friend. This is the ideal morning routine for you, okay? Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to go through the whole thing. In fact, you know what? Let's do it just now. I'm going to go through the whole thing with my mouth taped up, and I'm going to cut through everything quite quickly. So I'm going to go through the instant flow meditation. I'll sit there for just a moment so you know I'm doing that. And then I'm going to roll forwards and go into Elite Flow 1. I'm going to do the flow roll with the juggling, the twist and the numbers, boxing tennis ball, reaction ball, and finish with the towel movements. Okay, here we go. Mouth taped up. Okay, so there you have it. That's a workout, or one of the workouts I do in the morning, all depending on how I wake up. My heart rate variability, my sleep, how I feel and what I need to do for that day. Now, I'm pretty sure you found that video useful, you enjoyed it. If you want another workout, send me a message below and I'll give you another workout very soon. But if you got this far, you must have liked it. So please subscribe to this channel and I'll see you in another video soon. Ciao.